Man, I am unexplainably happy that we have the opportunity to go out there and talk about this guy today. Now, I understand that the reason we are talking about this guy, the reason he's even in the news cycle and the series of events that led to it, technically it's bad news. Obviously, you don't want to see guys get hurt, and when guys get hurt, teams, hockey teams, pro hockey teams, they have to go out there and get guys so they can try to fill in the holes in the lineup. That is what happened yesterday. And you might be thinking, Leica, what are you talking about? We're talking about a signing that happened yesterday? Yeah, because this guy demands that we go out there and talk about him today. We are revisiting one of the most iconic hockey prospects of about 15 or so years ago. You may have heard his name mentioned a bunch on a different YouTube channel, Bacon Country. He went out there and popularized the phrase Tokarski! Ooh, man, that is a blast to the past. You gotta really, thin your lips. Get your tongue up to the top of your mouth and just let it rip. Tokarski! Ooh, man, that feels good. It's been so long since we have had an opportunity to talk about Dustin Tokarski, a former Tampa Bay Lightning draftee, all the way back in 2008, 122nd overall. He is right now 36 years old. So, yeah, folks, it's been a long while since we've talked about Tokarski. And the reason we've got the Team Canada sweater up behind us is because Tokarski made himself known in the hockey world as Team Canada's World Junior goalie back in 2009. Where he posted up a .906 save percentage and a .265 goals against average in 4 games played. He didn't lose a game in that tournament, and he ended up getting the gold medal, as you can see over here. Tokarski spent some time in the Tampa Bay Lightning organization. He was up and down with the Norfolk Admirals and the regular Tampa Bay Lightning, before getting sent over to the Montreal Canadiens. Now, this 2013-14 season was Tokarski's claim to fame amongst Montreal fans. Because yes, it's true, there was a pretty big transaction which saw Tokarski go over to Montreal in the first place. I mean, it's right here. This is the Dustin Tokarski trade history. He was traded from Tampa to Montreal in a 1-for-1 deal for Cedric Desjardins. And that was it. Tokarski then played with Montreal and had himself that crazy year that he had. I mean, a .946 save percentage in 3 games played is absolutely outstanding. And he ended up actually popping off for Montreal in the playoffs, a .916 save percentage in 5 playoff games, and a .260 goals against average. Tokarski right now is 36 years old. Back in that time frame, he was 25. So, of course, he's still kind of old when this happened, but still. I mean, there was a lot of ideas tossed out there by Canadiens fans as to what the future could hold in net for Dustin Tokarski. Unfortunately, he was never able to fully lock down a starter's position with the team. Sure, he had some good numbers. .910 save percentage in 17 games the year after that is actually pretty strong. But inevitably, he dipped to an .878 with the Canadiens and then found himself over in Anaheim. He played in New York. He played for Charlotte. He played for Wilkes-Barre Scranton. He played for Buffalo. Actually had a few games with Buffalo in the 2020s before going back over to Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Carolina, and now he is on a PTO with the AHL's Grand Rapids Griffins. Take a look at this. It was posted by Griffins Hockey earlier yesterday. Dustin Tokarski signed by the Griffins to a PTO, a professional tryout deal. And you actually have the Chicago Wolves replying, "Good-looking sweater on that guy. He'll look better with us." Chicago, of course, is where Tokarski played last season. Head over to the details over here, and you will see the article posted on GriffinsHockey.com. it just goes over Tokarski's entire history and everything else that we just went over in our Elite Prospects dive. This is what was talked about by the Hockeytown West pod. Dustin Tokarski has been signed to a PTO by the Griffins. This is either an insurance move in case Kosa is not ready to go, or he is not ready to go. Which, let's reread that. Either an insurance move in case Kosa is not ready to go, or he's not ready to go. Okay, yeah, so this actually might be necessary when you think about what happened to Sebastian Kosa. He was banged up and it looked like he got hurt in practice earlier in the week. And now with John Gibson potentially out in Detroit, it kind of puts a little bit of a strain on what the Red Wings have in the crease at both the NHL and AHL level. We're seeing with Vancouver, for example, just how things can go when both of your AHL guys get hurt and your main starter gets hurt. You have to call up guys from the ECHL and you have to sign PTOs. The Red Wings and the Griffins, they're doing their own due diligence here. And it seems like Dustin Tokarski is going to be the solution, at least for now. Either way, the goalie carousel continues spinning in Detroit. Now, along with this, there was a bigger and more expanded look as to what's actually going on with Red Wings goaltending that was posted and written about here on the Hockey News by Jake Ty. I'm going to leave a link in the description of this piece. If you go out there and check it out, you can see everything yourself. But Detroit's AHL Griffins add former Habs star goaltender amid injury woes. So, yeah, even Jake Ty is leaning into the bit here. Tokarski isn't just the newest PTO signing by the Griffins. He is a Habs legend, man. Let's go out there and read. The article talks about how injuries are plaguing the Red Wings and the Griffins' goaltending situation. They secured a seasoned veteran netminder, bolstering their crease and aiming for stability. They announced Thursday they have signed veteran goaltender Tokarski to a PTO, adding a seasoned presence in net as the team battles through injury troubles at the position. Scroll by all of the stuff here. Tokarski won the Calder twice. Really interesting there, too. Not the Calder, the NHL's Rookie of the Year, but the Calder as in the AHL's championship trophy, the Stanley Cup of the Farm League, if you may. But at the bottom here, the article says, the PTO signing comes as the Griffins continue to navigate injuries to both of their regular goaltenders, Sebastian Kosa and Michael Postava. In recent weeks, Grand Rapids has experimented with short-term tryouts to stabilize the crease, including signing goaltender Luke Pavicic to a PTO. Pavicic did not see any time behind ECHL call-up Carter Gielander and was later released from his tryout, returning to the ECHL's Kalamazoo Wings. Wow, okay, interesting. Kalamazoo's getting a lot of love lately, and I'm not meaning by NHL teams giving them praise. I mean, hey, they're getting a lot of their goaltenders taken away from them, from the Abbotsford guys to, I guess, the Grand Rapids guys as well. But Dustin Tokarski's name will live in Montreal Canadiens fans' hearts as one of the what-could-have-beens in the NHL. One of the guys that was supposed to be, maybe not absolutely, but he could have had superstar potential if things just continued to go right. I mean, you look at what was going on for this guy, and I always go back to that 2014, 2015 era for the Montreal Canadiens. Tokarski led the team in save percentage. Obviously, he had only 3 games played, but if there was a guy to go out there and show off that he could be a legitimate backup at this time, it was him, and he ended up getting a good chunk of games in the playoffs because of it. Now, of course, we recognize why it was that Dustin Tokarski was even played in the playoffs. If an ideal world does exist, you play Carey Price for all of those games, but there's a very particular Anaheim Duck that we don't like, and that we won't acknowledge because that's not good for Montreal Canadiens fans' souls. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Dustin Tokarski signing to a PTO by the Grand Rapids Griffins. I told y'all at the beginning, this is not a good thing, technically. Like, injuries to all the guys in Detroit's farm team's goaltending system, absolutely not ideal, but it gives us the opportunity to talk about a guy that I think a lot of fans might remember. Whether you are a Canadiens guy or just an NHL 14 fan who watched Bacon Country back in the day, fun fact, I actually did have a short conversation with Bacon Country like 12 years ago on Twitter. He ended up using one of my clips in his Clips of the Week segment. I forgot what it was called, but I was always a big Bacon Country guy, if you can tell. But either way, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments section about the Dustin Tokarski signing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.